Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Devin from Weston Audio again. It's been a minute, but I got something new, and I'm going to give a little demo of it. So, let's turn down these drums. That clap, by the way, is coming from the AD110, and the kick is from the B2. That's right there. So, what we have today is the new PA0 or POW phase animated oscillator. And what this is a VCO, and it's a triangle core, and it has the unique feature about it is that it has two sets of waves. One is at 0 degrees phase, and the other set is 0 to 180 via this knob right here. And you can see that blue one moving back and forth. And you can lock it at 90 degrees with this button. So, the interesting thing about this, let me turn the audio back up. The interesting thing about this is if you push past the 0 degree point, it starts to add some harmonics and kind of chop the wave off at the 5 volt point, and the same thing the other way. Okay, so we have triangle waves and also saw and sine, and any of these are adjustable in phase. And square for completeness. Let's go back to a little bit of a filter on there. Make sure that's cut off. Let me turn some of these effects off too, so it's not too much. Okay. So one of the cool things you can do immediately with the phase modulation is apply an LFO to the linear PM, and you can hear that immediately makes it sound super huge, like you've got another oscillator that's just slightly detuned. Now you could keep going with that in frequency. And that is linear PM. And with the linear PM, you can, if you push it past that 0 and 180 point, aka this knob is going past high noon, you'll get into that kind of harsher territory. Cool. So, one of the things about linear PM is it's a lot like linear FM, which is this. In fact, they sound the same if your source signal is a sine wave, but if it's not a sine wave, they're completely different. So let's take and put a square wave into linear FM. Okay. And now let's put that same one into linear PM. And you get a totally different wave shape. Speaking of linear FM, the index or the depth of it is controlled by this knob right here. So it has two lockable positions, +2 and +4, and +2 and +4 are an octave apart. But then you can go and see that it's going backwards if it's red here, and forward if it's yellow. But then you can get right back to where you were if you use this lock switch, and that locks out this knob from doing anything. Okay. So in addition to the regular waves, there are a couple of interesting extras here. There's this kind of, I call it the MW wave right there, and it kind of does some interesting transitions to triangle as you modulate the phase. And then you also have this, which just behaves like a regular PWM, using the phase control in case you are looking for that sound. And there's also a sub-octave square, which I'm mixing in right now. You also have exponential FM, which most people are well familiar with. That can be fun. And also, you've got two different kinds of sync, which are interesting because the way that the sync, and you'll see it on the data here, the way that it affects the primary wave is a little different than it affects the phase modulated or phase animated because of the way the phase animator works. So there's soft sync, and you see on the primary wave, which you're hearing here, it reverses on a sync point, but it kind of half resets the phase animated portion, which I'm mixing back in. And then hard reset puts a full reset on the main wave and also basically on the phase animated portion. And you can of course mix the two things together, no problem. Phase modulation, PM, FM, syncing, no problem. Finally, we have a convenient octave switch, which is 7 positions, 0 through 7. And that's a digital circuit, so it with the analog switches, so it doesn't introduce any kind of funky crackling or anything when you switch between octaves, because this is a high quality rotary encoder and it's not just switching analog signals through a switch, which can be troublesome. I think that about covers it. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention in the first set of waves you also have a trapezoid, which is sort of sounds halfway between a triangle and a square, as you might guess. Or maybe you didn't guess that, but if you did, you're right. So you get a cookie. And yeah, that's about the gist of it. This is the new PA0 phase animated oscillator coming to an online synth store near you, or not near you, the one that you get to on the internet and buy my stuff. I think you know what I'm talking about. All right. Have fun patching and enjoy.